all. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to go over a few things here for week 7. So obviously last week we talked a bit about strategic alternatives, the process there, and development of those alternatives, and which options we select, things like that. So this week, let's go to week 7. This week we're talking, again, kind of the same thing, evaluating those various alternatives, looking at value add and how we add value to service delivery and our strategic options overall. And then talking a bit, especially in our discussion, a bit about culture. So one of my favorite sayings is culture eats strategy for breakfast, meaning that if you have a poor culture, even if you have an excellent strategy, the culture needs to shift first. And actually, I'm in my new role that I'm in my full-time job. We have that issue. We have an old culture that existed in this organization, and we're trying to shift that to a different culture, with maintaining portions of that prior culture. So it's challenging, but so you can build all the strategy you want until you can create a culture shift. You're not going to get much done. So talking a bit about culture, and then your final business plan is due this week. So that's about it for that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on the final plan, etc. I'm happy to help. So first question, which of the following are stages in product life cycle analysis? And I like to think about the product life cycle as a bell curve. So you've got the growth option. As you're going up, it's going to reach maturity, and then it's eventually going to go back down. So it's just like a bell curve graph. So our answer there is D, all of the above. When using a needs capacity analysis, the only major consideration is the value, or of the value of the program actually are the needs of the community. Sorry, that's a typo in there. And that is false. A needs capacity analysis is, what does the community need in comparison to what is our capacity to provide that? And capacity can mean lots of things. It doesn't just mean, how many people can we accept in the door. Capacity of an organization can mean a lot. So it's balancing needs and capacity. That's what our needs capacity analysis is. Sometimes, actually most times, sadly, we can't meet all of the needs of the community. It's not financially viable, it's not physically viable, whatever it might be. But so our answer there is false. Which of the following is an expansion of scope strategy? So when you're expanding the scope of your organization, it means that you're going beyond what you normally would. So something like retrenchment, that's where you're backing off. So that would be a decrease of scope. Status quo is what it sounds like. But vertical development means that you're growing vertically. You're not staying on the same plane, you're expanding your scope. So vertical development is our option there. Analytical strategic thinking maps are primarily used to obtain answers because by following them, the correct strategic choice is made correctly. Oh, who writes these questions? Obviously, the answer there is false. I apologize for the redundancy in the question. That kind of thing makes me crazy. But there is never a single strategic choice. We always, that's the beauty of strategy. We can go a bunch of different ways, and in the strategic management process, you're actually adapting throughout the implementation of a strategy. And maybe we need to go this way, or maybe we need to go that way. So an analytical strategic thinking map is great, and we see those strategic maps in our textbook. But it's not the only option. It's just one of the options. So our answer there is false. And that's it. So this, like as I said, this is really our last big week, full week. Our final project is due this week, etc. But please, as you're working on that, please get to me with any questions. I think I had mentioned, well, maybe to folks that came to the live session. I'm not sure if everyone heard, but it doesn't. I think back in. Let's go back to week 2. Yeah, in week 2. We have some articles that are or some samples, templates for the strategic plan. Like this sample strategic plan here for the VA hospital, it doesn't need to be that in depth, but it gives you an idea of the types of things you'll see in a strategic plan. In this strategic plan template, there's a couple of them here. The point of those is not so that you copy it exactly, but it's really about here are the types of things, again, that we want to see in a strategic plan. And then the last one here is a sample student project. So that's about that, I guess. And so as you're working on that, please let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions, help out where I can. And otherwise, I'll see everyone in the classroom. Thanks.